Here's the thing about working construction in Bowling Green right now. Your truck is already advertising every single day, whether you like it or not. Think about it. You pull onto a job site at 7 in the morning, you park, and that vehicle sits in plain view of a road that carries hundreds of drivers before lunch. It's still sitting there at 4. It's been sitting there for 3 weeks straight on some jobs. The only question, the only one that actually matters, is whether it says your company name on the side or whether it says absolutely nothing. So let's talk about why this is on my mind right now. Wawa opened its first Bowling Green store on July 9th, over at 800 Gunnison Trail Way, and they're not done. There's a second one already going up at 645 Hennessy Way, right near the Corvette Museum exit. WBKO reported that the chain's planning to open somewhere between 4 and 8 Kentucky stores a year, every year, for the next 5 to 8 years. They're aiming for more than 40 locations statewide. Sit with that number for a second, 40 plus builds. Now, why does a convenience store build-out matter to a guy running an HVAC van? Because of everything a site like that pulls in. You've got grading crews first, then concrete, then electrical, plumbing, mechanical, low voltage, glass, landscaping, sign installers. That's a dozen trades minimum, and every one of them has vehicles parked on a busy road for weeks at a stretch. Then the job wraps, and those same crews pack up and move to the next site and do it all over again. A marked vehicle turns all that exposure into name recall. Somebody drives past your van 40 times over a month, and your name starts living rent-free in their head. An unmarked white van. You're giving that exposure away for free. You paid for the fuel, you paid for the insurance, you're just not collecting on it. And this isn't only a Warren County thing either. Crews out of Glasgow, Franklin, Elizabethtown, they're running the same roads and parking in the same lots. Here's what I keep coming back to. A wrap is the only advertising you already own. Radio stops the second you stop paying. Print stops. Paid search. The moment that card gets declined, you vanish. But a wrap gets paid for one time, and then it works every single day the vehicle rolls. It works while the truck's sitting at a job site. It works while it's parked in your driveway overnight. It works in the Lowe's parking lot on a Saturday. That's why branding a work vehicle tends to outlast every other line item on a small contractor's marketing budget. And honestly, the math is almost unfair. You already bought the truck. That was already an expense. The graphics are the only new cost in the whole equation. Okay, so what actually goes on the thing? This is where most people get it wrong, and they all get it wrong the exact same way. They try to say everything. Every service, every certification, 3 phone numbers, a paragraph about family values. And because it says everything, at 45 miles an hour it says nothing. Picture the person you're actually talking to. They're stuck behind you at a light on Scottsville Road. They've got maybe 4 seconds and about 1 lane of attention. That's it. So give them 3 things: a name, a service, and a way to call you. Let's go panel by panel, because each part of the vehicle does a different job. Your rear doors or tailgate, that's your money panel. Longest viewing time of anything on the truck, because drivers sit behind you in traffic and stare at it. Company name, phone number, 1 service line. Done. Side panels get read at speed on the bypass and across parking lots. So that's a large name plus 1 clear benefit, not 5 benefits. 1. The rear window is a nice bonus. Phone number or website on perforated film, which lets you add contact info without blocking the driver's view out the back. And the hood and front bumper, put little or nothing there. Almost nobody reads them, and they take the worst of the road debris anyway. Now coverage. Full wrap, partial wrap, or just cut lettering. The right answer depends on your vehicle color and how far the budget has to stretch, and honestly, all 3 of them read great when the layout is disciplined. Full coverage makes sense on a plain white or silver van, where you actually want a background color and edge-to-edge artwork. Partial coverage keeps the factory paint as part of the design and puts vinyl only on the doors, rear quarters, and tailgate. A partial layout gets a new company on the road for noticeably less money, and plenty of them look sharper than a full wrap that tried too hard. Cut lettering and logos suit a truck that already looks good and just needs a name and a number on it. One warning on partial jobs, though, and this one bites people. Match the vinyl to the vehicle's real color under Kentucky sun, not to a chip in a catalog. A 10-year-old hood that's been baking in the summer here is never going to match brand new film. Check it in daylight, on the actual truck. Now, if you run more than one vehicle, listen up, because this part changes how you should think about the whole thing. Fleets should be built from a spec, not a mood. 3 vans or 30 doesn't matter. The design needs to be a document before it's ever a graphic. Fixed logo placement, one font, one phone number treatment, a set panel layout for each body style you run. Write it down. Why? Because when you add a replacement van 2 years from now, it still matches the rest of them. And when somebody backs into a panel, you reprint that one panel instead of redesigning the entire truck from scratch. There's a bigger payoff too. Consistent fleet graphics make it obvious when 4 of your trucks are on the same street. That moment, when someone realizes it's the same company over and over, is worth more than any single clever design you'll ever put on a vehicle. One more practical thing: protect the front end before it gets chewed up. Trucks running I-65 and the 31W bypass out to job sites take constant rock chips on the hood and bumper. Vinyl actually handles that better than bare paint does, but the leading edges still take a beating. On a newer vehicle, it's worth adding clear protective film across the front end. It keeps the paint under the graphics intact, which protects your resale value down the road. So how do you get a number you can plan around? Pricing comes down to 3 things: vehicle size, how much coverage you want, and how much design work you need built from scratch. A box van and a compact pickup aren't remotely the same job. Send us the year, make, model, and body style, and tell us how many vehicles you expect to add over the next year, because that changes how we build the spec. That's Car Wrap Bowling Green, and the shop's at 520 US 31W Bypass right here in Bowling Green. Give us a call at 270-817-6497. No pressure, no hard sell. We'll talk through what makes sense for your vehicle and get you a real number. That next store's scheduled to open before the end of this year. More Kentucky sites after that. Every one of them is a few more months of free eyeballs for whoever bothered to put a name on the door.